This place is nice, but it's not a home. Feels like I'm hiding down here. People like us, we need powerful friends if we're gonna make it in this world. Don't play coy. I see it in your eyes. You've killed people. Or you will. You've got the same urges as I do. Just between us, I hear the Dark Brotherhood is recruiting for some new blood. I'm gonna try my best to get their attention. You never heard of Tamriel's most elite guild of assassins? Rumor has it that if you take an innocent life and they notice, they'll offer you a place in the Dark Brotherhood. There, killers are free to pursue their true passion. Think about it. Word of advice. Urges aside, the Dark Brotherhood prefers to keep a low profile. Just remember, kill an innocent, get noticed. My sources say they're recruiting in Anvil, on the Gold Coast. I'll be at the docks there if you want to talk some more. I don't want you to do anything. I'm just providing information. Letting you know that new opportunities are available if you're willing to spill a little blood. Don't take my willingness to help out as a sign or anything. I recognized a kindred spirit and suggested a way to satisfy your darkest urges. They'll get you killed if you don't keep them under control. And if you don't find the right allies. Hey, I don't know exactly how they select new recruits. I'm just telling you what I've heard. Maybe you just need to be in the right place at the right time. Like Anvil. Of course, I've also heard they have eyes everywhere, so what do I know? That's one of the best things about the Dark Brotherhood. It hides in plain sight. No one knows where its headquarters is or how many members it has, yet you can go into any library and read a book about them. It's brilliant, really. Quite a few, actually. My favorite is The Night Mother's Truth. It describes the origins of the Brotherhood, although it might all be theory and conjecture. But forget the books. Everyone knows the Brotherhood exists, and most people fear them. Fellowship, safety, and security, to name just a few. I understand there's also a steady flow of gold from all the contracts. And you get to kill people. Can you imagine a better guild to belong to? Better than picking pockets, if you ask me. I'm not one to reveal my sources, but Fat Grakal told me that he overheard Seaworthy Sarala say that there have been some mysterious murders committed on the Gold Coast. To me, nothing says Dark Brotherhood like mysterious murders. Oh, I got that from Margog the Hammer. Buy him a couple of ales and he spouts secrets like a bard spouts poetry. Just the other day, he told me that his cousin Crus killed a baker in Anvil. He received a mysterious visit that very night. You really don't know anything about the Brotherhood, do you? If they decide you're worthy enough to receive an invitation, one of their dark dignitaries shows up to deliver the news in person. It's kind of creepy, but it's also a singular honor. I've heard all kinds of stories about that lighthouse. Some say it's haunted. I don't put much stock in ghost stories, but I've seen shadows in the windows at all hours of the night. Dark doings, I wager.
You there! Wait for a moment, if you would. Pardon the interruption. I've been looking for you. Not me, but I have something for you. A letter. Confidential. Private. I have it here somewhere. Ah, yes. Here it is. Interesting. I'm also supposed to extend a verbal invitation to visit the lighthouse. Odd that they didn't just put that in the letter. Yes, the Anvil Lighthouse, just up the way. The sender ordered me to direct you there after I handed over the letter. I'm glad I found you. After looking for the woman with the eye patch all day, I figured I was in for a late night. Emily Crow? Do you know her? I gave her a letter right there on the Anvil docks. I have no idea where she went in such a hurry, but she seemed excited to receive it. Anyway, I have more deliveries to make before I can rest for the day. Farewell. Farewell.
Come closer and let me look into your eyes. No remorse, no mercy. Yes, you do have the eyes of a killer. How many lives ended looking into those eyes? Enough that the Night Mother has noticed, obviously. Which brings us both to this place and time. Nothing to say? I can appreciate that. I am a speaker for the Dark Brotherhood. I speak with the voice of the Night Mother. We have been watching you. You can deal death, but you lack purpose. We can change that, if you are willing. Silence is the music of Sithis, so perhaps you will serve us well. But first we need to determine if you are worthy to join the Dark Brotherhood. You take lives easily enough, and we know that you can kill. Now, show us that you can also obey. Splendid. We shall see how well you marry business with death. But first, allow me to present you with a gift. I shall teach you how to call upon a particular tool of our trade. I grant you access to the Blade of Woe, sharper than any other dagger you have at your disposal. It shall be your weapon, just as silence is your armor. Wield the blade from the shadows and let its edge send your prey to Sithis. In return, I expect only unwavering loyalty and ruthless efficiency. Now, let us discuss the task before you. A killing that shall form a covenant between us, signed in blood. The Imperial noble, Lord Quintus Gerol, has been marked for death by the Black Sacrament. Your task is simple. Find Gerol and kill him. That isn't a question we ask. Suffice to say, he offended someone enough to get them to perform the Black Sacrament. The Night Mother heard the prayer, and now Gerol must die This is the task I have set before you. Excellent. The noble's estate can be found northwest of Anvil along the Gold Road. How you perform the execution is up to you. Just make sure Lord Quintus Gerald dies by your hand. Then your initiation into the Dark Brotherhood will be complete. Our unholy matron and the one true bride of Sithis. We are her children, forever wrapped in her cold, loving embrace. There will be time enough for more questions after you complete the task before you. Just know that she watches you. She loves you, as she loves all her children. Do not disappoint her. The Black Sacrament is the ritual by which a client procures the Dark Brotherhood's services. Using an effigy of the intended victim, the client pleads for the Night Mother to send an assassin to end the specified life. With no remorse, no regret. To put it simply, yes. The lives of the innocent and the guilty alike are ours for the taking, and every soul goes to Sithis, as long as the price is paid. Death is our craft, our religion, and our trade. And business, as always, is good. The Blade of Woe is the ebony dagger of our Brotherhood. It is a single weapon, unique and powerful in the right hands. When one of our brothers or sisters needs the blade for a kill, it appears to help carry out the assassination. To put it simply, yes, the wise traveler asks for directions before the path diverges. Never hesitate to rely on your fellow Brotherhood members once you complete your initiation. I assume you want to know what awaits you at the noble's estate? Killing requires few special skills, but reaching your target? That's the real task, isn't it? High walls, locked gates, and armed patrols protect the estate. There is another way to reach the estate grounds, if you're interested. A series of smuggler tunnels runs beneath the Withered Rose and leads directly to the estate's courtyard. That's the route I would take. And don't forget to bring lockpicks. Gerald is a cautious man. He never leaves a door unlocked behind him. The Withered Rose? A small hostel outside the city. Our lovely mother and daughter own the place, but they've had trouble making ends meet. The smuggler tunnels provide them with an alternate source of income, and they're perfect for your needs.
Well, you've been an audience. We're the Naughty Nereid players. Come back soon and bring a wealthy friend next time.
Nothing.
Often I wonder why has every warrior I sent into that cave failed to accomplish Arkay's will? It's baffling. I'm sorry, can I help you with something? Exilus isn't a person, it's a thing. An abomination before Arkay. It must be destroyed. It and its thrice-cursed spawn. Exilus considers the twin horrors to be its children. But no one actually knows the biology of such deplorable creatures. What I do know is that all of them feed on the lives of innocents. Every warrior of Arkay I've sent against them has fallen. By Arkay's grace, Exilus and her vile brood must be cleansed, and the Hrota Cave made safe once more. But make no mistake, Exilus is the root of evil there. If I knew how to destroy the vile creature, don't you think I'd have already done so? But I can tell you this. Exilus turns those it defeats into undead thralls. When you face Exilus, you'll be confronting a legion of the risen dead.
That doesn't make sense. Useless. Oh, hello there. We haven't spoken since Darien. Well, since that business in Cold Harbor. Have we? I'm just a bit discombobulated. My mind's been somewhere else. Darien, mostly. It's always Darien who ends up causing problems, isn't it? How long has it been since we defeated Molag Bal and saved Tamriel? Sorry, time's a bit fuzzy at the moment. I've had more than a few late nights. I'm searching for a way to retrieve souls lost in Cold Harbor or elsewhere. I'm not even sure where to start looking, but I need to start somewhere, right? Darien's out there. I know it. I just have to find him. Though that's easier said than done. Well, Darien was with us at the end, wasn't he? Facing down Molag Bal? He didn't come back and he didn't die, so logic suggests he returned when we did. He simply came back somewhere else. I just have to figure out where. Then I can bring him back. Dozens, hundreds. The problem with having so many ideas is like these books behind me. They just pile up and you can't possibly read all of them. So you read what you can and try to focus. This might be why I'm not getting enough sleep. You what? A note from Darien? How is that possible? What did it say? The colored rooms are Meridia's realm. Oh, that makes so much sense. Meridia was with us at the end. Fought Molag Bal at our sides. If Darien didn't end up in Cold Harbor... Yes, this helps. This helps a great deal. Now I know where to look for him. No, not really. This is more like independent research. Do you know every Mages Guild in Tamriel has different books in its library? You'd think we'd standardize, or at least keep a lexicon. Also, they could really use some more bookshelves. Perhaps. My sister Sarah was supposed to meet me here, but she hasn't shown up yet. She's a week late, which is unusual for her. So organized. I hope she hasn't run into any trouble. The guild sent her to Craglorn, not the most pleasant of places. Darien, mostly. It's always Darien who ends up causing problems, isn't it? How long has it been since we defeated Molag Bal and saved Tamriel? Sorry, time's a bit fuzzy at the moment. I've had more than a few late nights.
We'll find gainful employment, Kirith. We just need to keep looking.
Well, look who it is. Did you get marooned here too? Now, before you ask, yes, we're in trouble again. And no, I don't know how we're going to get out of it. Maybe you can talk to Raynor and help us figure something out.
You don't know how glad I am to see a friendly face. You probably won't believe this, but Kirith and I are in trouble. Again. We could really use your help. An unpleasant ship captain dropped us off without so much as a by your leave. He was supposed to take us to Hammerfell to explore a dwarven ruin. We're scholars of some renown, you know. Although my sister prefers the term dungeon delvers. I'm not sure. The language of the sea confuses me. We just need to charter a ship to Sentinel. But that disagreeable captain took the last of our gold. We want to work, but no one will hire us. Perhaps you could serve as our agent in this matter. Ah, finally a turn of good fortune. You have a knack for arriving at just the right moment. You'll have no problem convincing these clods to hire us forthwith. Honestly, I'm extremely overqualified, but I'll take whatever employment you can secure. Hammerfell, Anvil, why does everything in this part of the world sound like it belongs in a smithy? Look, it was an honest mistake on my part. The captain claimed to be a proper sailor, and I took him at his word. I'm an artificer. If you ask me to recalibrate a dwarven power core, I'll ask you to what voltage. But determining where the captain made an error in his navigational calculations? You might as well ask me to charm the wings off a harpy. We're dungeon delvers, not paupers. Kirith and I won't accept charity, no matter how you present it to us. We'll earn our own way. Just find someone who's willing to hire us, and let us do some honest work. My letter of introduction opens doors throughout Morrowind, but in this isolated hamlet, I inquired with a blacksmith, but he wanted brawn, not brains. There was also the angler, but we were unable to agree on terms. You'd think so, wouldn't you? The Anvil Repository has a reputation for serving its clients. Poorly. I offered my skills as a bookkeeper, but the proprietor rejected me. If she reconsiders, I'd make a valuable addition to her team.
I usually see the tomb as half full, but even I was about to give up hope before you showed up. If you can help us raise the gold we need to leave this wretched city, we'd really appreciate it. Now that's a tale to make the brave little scrib cry. Raynor insists that the captain made a mistake, but I saw the contract they signed before we were marooned here. My brother chartered a ship to Anvil, not Sentinel. This is all his fault. He mixed up the names. Anvil, Hammerfell, they sound all the same to my brother. After we'd set sail, he said he couldn't wait to see the towers of Anvil. I reminded him we were sailing to Sentinel. So he ran to see the captain, but it was too late. We had a line on a new dwarven ruin. Well, not new, newly discovered. Anyway, it's near Tava's Blessing, and it's entirely fresh and unexplored. If me and Raynor can get there before the grave robbers, imagine the amazing things that we'll find. What? No! We're dungeon delvers, not tomb raiders. My brother has a deep and abiding respect for the dwarves. He's obsessed with learning everything he can about their ancient technology. Me? I just love to explore old places. It's my calling. I tried to handle a shift at the local tavern, but the customers couldn't keep their sweaty paws to themselves. You can't blame me for breaking a few fingers. They were touching my body after all. That's when the innkeeper's wife fired me. I thought about helping the rowdy Gua, but the ship's captain is a cheat. What I really want to do is sing. I've serenaded in taverns from Deshan to Eastmarch. I even received a standing ovation in Orsinium. Unfortunately, Anvil has no taste.
This forsaken place draws the weak-willed like mock. The very worst kind. A vampire lord roams these caves. Zelado revealed her presence in Anvil when she captured 2 innocents. I tracked the cat to these caves. If she has tasted the blood of these innocents, my blade shall taste hers. Zelado is no mere vampire. She is a lord with the power to enslave weak minds. Aid me if you wish, but know this. If you succumb to her charms, you will suffer the same fate as she. Now, let's go find the people she kidnapped. Let the hunt begin! Your evil ends here, vampire. Prepare to die.
Do your worst, fool. I grow weary of you.
Salado has been destroyed. Meet me at the entrance to these caverns, once you're certain all of the vampire's victims have been accounted for. You proved your strength of will in Longhaven, and you proved it here in Hrota Cave. You have the determination of a true hunter. We may not have saved the vampire's victims, but at least we spared them from eternal torment. From the Vampire Lord? Yes, but these are turbulent times. Other threats endanger Anvil and the Gold Coast, some even worse than Zolado. Remain vigilant, Hunter. Perhaps we shall meet again. The Vampire Lord has been vanquished, but always another appears to take her place. That is the way of things. When evil again steps from the shadows, my blade shall be ready to greet it. No, but I have a tale that may interest you. Weeks ago, I stalked the wilds outside Marbrook, searching for a vampire assassin. What I did not realize was that the creature was leading me into a trap. I was set upon by her and 5 trained killers. It was a close call. I dispatched the killers and set the vampire on fire, but not before I sustained grievous wounds. I buried my blade in the vampire's heart and collapsed, considering this a good death. That was when she appeared by my side. A woman with skin of bark and hair of leaves. When she knelt beside me, my pain vanished. She healed me and brought me back from undeath. When I asked her why she would do this, all she said was, "Thank the vestige." And she disappeared. Ah, the Wilder Queen. I have heard tales of that remarkable being. Tales of awe and terror that included saving wood elves and stopping loggers. Your influence grows if you have the ear of Valenwood's legendary protector.
Seriously, Quintus. I appreciate you providing a safe place for our meeting, but couldn't you have straightened up a bit before we got here?
My then right here. Vermin notwithstanding.
I don't know, Fortunata. This place seems to suit you.
That's no way to speak to your betters, Count Carolus. Speaking of which, when are you going to finally turn Kvatch over to a proper ruler? Your people deserve so much greater than you.
My lord and lady, please. We have a more pressing concern, and it affects us all.
Careful, Quintus. I won't be spoken to in such a manner. But you're right. The Dark Brotherhood grows stronger and threatens everything we've built here.
I forgot to mention, Primate Artorius sends his regrets, but Cathedral business forced him to remain in Kvatch.
With an iron glove, but you glorified priest walk all over Kvatch, Count Carolus.
I govern, while Artorias handles spiritual matters and the cathedral's defenders the Order of the Hour. I have allowed them to patrol Kvatch until the murderer is apprehended.
Haven't the last few murder victims been suspected members of the Dark Brotherhood? Perhaps if we do nothing, this murderer will solve our problem for us.
I refuse to allow a vigilante to freely stalk the streets of my city. That is why I allowed Artorias to expand the Order of the Hour's authority.
If I didn't know any better, I'd think you and Artorias were building an army. Should I be worried, my dear Count?
Count Carolus, can we at least get your assurance?
His word, and I give you mine.
And why should I trust either of them, Quintus? What good is their word when I find the Order at Anvil's walls? Despite his holy station, Artorias is a man. He has the same needs and desires as any other.
Lord Quintus, intruders have penetrated the estate. We need to move the three of you immediately.
Don't be alarmed, my friends. We prepared for any contingency. Commander, secure the halls. Make sure no one follows us.
Of course, my lord. We'll find the intruders.
Show yourself, assassin! Or are you another one of those Brotherhood cowards who prefers to strike from the shadows?